This video is about overactive vagal responses, the concept of an overactive vagal nerve and its implications for health and reactions that are present in the nervous system. So, what is it all about? Well, the vagus nerve, and we've been talking about this in relation to polyvagal theory, but it's one of the most important parts of the autonomic nervous system. It's like a central part of the control center, and its function is spread wide. As you've seen in previous diagrams, the autonomic nervous system works throughout the entire body, and that includes the vagus nerve, bringing much of the parasympathetic activity. So there's an impact on heart rate, digestion, breathing, how stressed you feel and are, how you are nervous systeming. And one concept that we haven't really talked about is the vagal brake. And the vagal brake is an action from the vagus nerve that slows down sympathetic input. So think of it like if the sympathetic nervous system is about to rise, the vagal brake slows it. If you're going down a hill on a bike and the speed building up would be due to the sympathetic nervous system, the vagal brake slows that down. Okay, so that is naturally calibrated. The problem when there is an overactive vagus nerve, vagal response, is that brakes come on too fast, too hard, too sharp. And in the analogy where you're going down the hill on a bike, you slam on the brakes, you'd fly over the handlebars. And so what that could mean in the body is a sudden drop in heart rate, blood pressure, energy levels, the body trying to conserve energy and shutting things down that aren't needed. So if the vagal brake is too sensitive and the vagus nerve ability to shut down the sympathetic nervous system or slow down that response, or if you think of it of a sympathetic nervous response comes in and the vagus nerve comes flying in to protect and gets a bit over enthusiastic. So you might get dizziness or fainting due to sudden changes in heart rate, blood pressure, digestive disturbances, nausea, sickness, diarrhea, or sudden overwhelming fatigue, lethargy, disconnection. Now, in persistent health challenges, you get problems with that balance anyway, but you can have an overactive vagus nerve or vagal response. That tendency can be there in a more familial way, a genetic way, without necessarily having the health challenges. So you can see both of them. And you might have someone with health challenges that has this really dominating their nervous system, and then see a family history of syncope, fainting, or extra responses to shocks, to stress, but without having the more widespread health challenges. When they're linked with health challenges, you can see how the challenge itself, the persistent health challenges, can have an impact on the functioning of the nervous system. It's like a cycle that affects each other, and the feedback can make things more difficult to manage. Pain in the nervous system the whole time keeps the nervous system on a state of alert. So chronic pain can contribute to this. Chronic fatigue and illness can adjust or alter the sensitivity of that vagal brake, but also can be a result of nervous system dysregulation. Is all about an imbalance of that interplay, that dance between the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. And when it's an overactive or oversensitive vagus nerve or vagal response, you might see a violent swing between the states of high stress and sudden shutdown. What can you do? It's the same for all the things that we talk about with persistent health challenges, with chronic fatigue, with chronic pain, trying to build nervous system resilience, nervous system regulation. And so going back to those 4 domains, practices you can do yourself. meditation, yoga, gentle movement, walking, movement of any kind, in fact. Practices, things that you can do with others, co-regulation with others, the wider world, nature, taking in nature, and the fourth domain, passion, purpose, spirituality. Those four domains all link with nervous system regulation and building resilience. So the overactive vagus nerve, rather than being a problem, trying to view it as the body trying to protect itself. The nervous systeming is responsive in a way to try and protect. It's just a little bit over responsive. So building resilience, building regulation will help soften that response and bring it back to a more regulated space. Let the dance continue.